Now we are live.
So, yeah. Hey, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Sorry for that. We were talking as if we were there on live, but we were never live.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem. Basically, when I think of the word machine learning, my introduction was through an platform called as MIT OCW, where we just got in and we were just introducing to different concepts, and they were just mapping industry and the theoretical thing. But theoretical thing just stays for a while, but industry, that's where you start developing. So Shruti, what was your first introduction to deep learning or machine learning?
Yes, so it was like learning neural networks kind of, and about that you said like how about the whole concept of machine of deep learning, how it revolves around nodes and things like that, and computer vision, like of course, that's
Yep.
the
I'll start sharing my screen. Let me just give a quick and a brief intro about what was this machine learning and all the nonsense that I heard of in my life. Because in my life, when you think of that journey, it was very chaotic for a while. And let's just do a fresh one, not an used one. So I think I had done that, but let me just go for a fresh one. All right. So deep learning. The journey of it started by thinking about what was the potential of a brain, and they wanted to understand what was the potentials of it, right? Potentials of brain are yet to be understood, yet to be said. Okay, like what can we do in the world of DevOps? What can we do in the world of this or that? And it's all there, right? Brain does all the work. It just uses. I'll give you some facts. It just uses 20 watts of energy and delivers amazing computation. So when we are thinking about amazing computation power, probably we thought that okay, some compute instance which is derived from in CMOS, which is called as complex metal oxide semiconductors. And this was actually the basic introduction to all the circuitries that we are building. So we know that there is an AND gate, A and B will be A dot B, right? We all knew that basic understanding, and then we started moving towards it. But humans were so hungry about the knowledge that they are gaining over a course of time. Then they told, okay, let's just leave all these and let's just say what can an operational amplifier do to the world. Op amp as an integrator, you can say it's just doing the function of an integration, it's just doing the function of a differentiation, it just does the same old mathematical multiplication, subtraction, division. And this was the evolution of the circuitry that I'm talking here. So now we knew that okay, op amps were great. So op amps were great, and now we started to embed this entire technology into the CMOS. And CMOS became that ultimate goal for us. Like, how can we optimize this? How can we optimize that? How can we make it more faster, more agile towards that working aspect? Like, I'm talking agile in terms of something like, I can say you that introduction here. That agile introduction is something which I always say to every little person who is just now beginning in the world of DevOps. Like in that agile is like there are some drifts which happen. So let me just go for a new thing. So there are some drifts and everything. So let me just give you that introduction. There is something called as thermal drift. So in that thermal drift, as soon as the temperature changes, the behavior changes. So behavior of the circuit changes. What does the behavior of a circuit change? Like it can be something like, hey, the temperature changed. So what we do is we are not going to behave the same way. We are going to have a huge amount of energy so that we are just going to give out more energy. And probably that's going to be a noise here, but still considerably, it's just a fault which can't be rectified at any given cost until and unless you know what is that entire material that you are going through. So this is what a brief introduction about how circuitries were there. There are voltage attacks and clock attacks. I can show you some of the papers which are there. And I think there is no GitHub today. Sorry for that, because it's going to be AutoML and an introduction to the Azure services. So we'll be just doing that. So let me just do what is a clock attack and voltage attack. It's a kind of an attack which happens on your SOCs, system on chip, or some microcontroller units or anything. So it's an voltage glitch that happens. So everything that I'm talking here is an fault in an hardware or a software component which can't be rectified at any given point. So this is what we are talking here. So this is what your entire system is. It's all about like how do you manipulate the glitch and everything. And everybody saw that there was a pattern of mathematics out there. So this had a mathematics and this had a mathematics. So math was always there. So what they started doing was they started equating it. So when they started equating everything, it just became variables like x square plus y square plus z square, also n number of variables and their dependencies and their constants and things like that. So people saw that pattern. And now, after equating all the things, they were like, okay, we have this kind of an performance, which is just going to be there. But what can we do next? And there comes your automation part, right? What you do in DevOps is also mostly automation, and what you do in deep learning is also automation. So when like you can actually get to know this. A DevOps engineer can get deep learning very easily because it's all still automation. It's all still how do you manipulate things. But a deep learning architect or a deep learning solutions architect, it becomes a little difficult for them when I speak to them, when I talk to them about deep learning or the machine learning. So this is the key difference that we always go through. There is always an AI system that is there behind every fancy thing that we are going, but this is what it is. So we started automating the things. Then we started revolving around what can be the next plausibility out there. So it's just an advanced or a layman introduction that I'm giving. That's it. It's not a complete introduction to deep learning or anything, but it's there. I can show you one of my slides, which is the Google Slides. Yeah, I think I have a lot to show today, so not a problem. So plausibility. So plausibility is the quality of seeming reasonable or probable. Like something like, okay, this might happen 99.99% and this will happen 90%. Kind of a similarity that I can give to you. So this is what we were moving towards. So plausibility was always there. So when we started automating, we started plausibly getting huge amount of interaction about deployment at scale and also inference at scale. So deployment became the next big thing. Deployment, MENT, and inferencing became a huge thing. So that's where your models comes into the picture. You get the same old H5 model, .pt model, .onyx. So I have to say seemingly an amazing thing about Onyx, which is from Microsoft itself. Onyx project is from Microsoft. It's being maintained by Microsoft, but all these companies that I'm showing here, they're leveraging it to the next level. Like why I'm saying you this, because Microsoft saw the potential of this with respect to the deployment at scale, where we get the same model. Now how do we scale that entire thing? So what we do is we have to see what's at scale, what is going to be the next big plausible thing that I'm going to do, and everything going to be sorted. So all the things, as all the factors that I'm considering here, we wanted to make sure that it gives answer in scale. So we wanted that scalability aspect. So this is where Onyx comes into the picture. I can show you one of the Onyx slides. I think I have done many Onyx slides. I don't know why there is so many Onyx here. Wait, Onyx. Yeah, this is an Onyx runtime that I'm talking here. I think I've used this slide many times. Oh, June last year. I think this is just an framework wallet. Oh, sorry. I had to actually do one session for an person, but I didn't do that. So this slide is not there. But this is the slide that I'm giving. So you guys can go check it out. So wait, I can give you that. So it's in a view option. So it's tiny.cc Onyx. I want you to guys just chant Onyx if you are a deep learning enthusiast, because whatever the models that are built using all these kind of a things, I'll say you what's happening here. We are still using Onyx deployment. Sorry, this was an managed deployment. I should not show that. So yes, so let me just go to the models. I can't go to this, but I can. I think I can. It's just the keyword registries here. Okay, application insights. Let's not touch that. So there are different models that I'm giving here, right? All of these comes in the form factor of an Onyx itself. So if I click on some view explanations, you will get to know how much of an explanation goes behind every little thing that I'm talking here. So let's just wait for it. So let me just go for the preview of it. So these are the kind of plots that I'm talking here. So this is the way in which we wanted to see at the end of the day, even if we deploy at 100 models or 1,000 models at a time. So this is the same old inference that they need to get. And Onyx was the better option for you guys to just look at it. So Onyx slides, Vishwas. So yes, I think you guys can. I think I should do my zoom it. So yes, this is the URL of that. So you guys can go check it out, and I'll be sharing it in the chat here. So in the private chat, Shruti, I'm sending you on to backstage. Okay, fine, perfect. So it's the slide, so you guys can share it because I need that to be there, and I think there are no doubts. How do you get? How will you get Azure Orchers? Ask Shruti. She is the one who. Simos Padahu. EC wala banda. Amazing. I am already a member in Discord. Fine, 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 fine. Okay. It's for the web inference. It's for the GPU inference. It's for the. I need you to do this. I'll say you what's an inference. It's all about. Inference need not have to happen on your web as well. We can. We can deploy the model as an endpoint, which will still be Swagger, and Swagger is nothing but a REST API. So you guys can go check it out. And it can also be an simple URL as well. So REST endpoint is also there, Swagger endpoint, but ultimately at the end of the day, Swagger is nothing but it's a service which uses that API which you have generated, which just had some more of a functionality to it. Like, let me just show you the difference between just a REST point API. This is what it is. List of the index ranges. You have to just do a lot of JSON and everything. So you guys can go check out the same model on this one. And let me just show you what comes in Swagger. Swagger is like much more energetic in terms of that. So if you want, you guys can go to something like Hopscotch or else Postman or anything. Just write down that JS and it will just give you everything. So that's it. So let me just come to the deployment part. If you just look at the slides which I've shown, in that slide I have talked a lot about like how does the edge deployment happen, how does the cloud deployment happen, and things like that. So you guys can do that. So yes, EC wala banda. Yes. Oh yeah, Sumit. I'm already. How much is this? How much? It's actually 1 hour. Don't worry. So I just gave a quick intro of deep learning, and I just wanted to just do that. So this is what we wanted, like deployment and inferencing at the scale, right? So what we did was like we have all the things in our hand, so let's not worry about it. So let's do one thing. Let's do auto ML, which is a low code and a no code platform. It's literally a no code thing until you're training it. For deployment that I showed to your Swagger endpoints and endpoints that I'm talking here, you still need to go back and write your JSON and everything. So until you train, you don't have to write any code. So it's typically low code itself. So you need not have to worry about anything. And let me just say you one thing. Auto ML has really changed the way in which we are perceiving tech today. Because on my channel, I can show you one of, I think it's with, all right. I think I have, wait, that's true. That's perfect. Let's do one thing. This is my channel. It's named as Vishwas Narayan. But I had a session from somebody called as Priyanka ma'am and Amita Kapoor, one of my most favorite people on this entire planet. We talk about a lot of low code and a no code platform. So let me just do that. So in this low code and a no code platform introduction, we just given quick intro about like how is this all about. It's a kind of a podcast that you guys can listen to. I think I'll share it here. Like you guys can go back and check out what is happening in the world. Like Priyanka ma'am was amazing. Amita Kapoor ma'am was on point, but all her points are amazing. If you want to know who is Amita Kapoor and Priyanka ma'am, I think Priyanka ma'am has done 6 sessions, 7 sessions on our platform. Amita Kapoor is here. So she is the author of the TensorFlow Cookbook. She's the author of TensorFlow Machine Learning. Like she's the wizard in the TensorFlow, and she did a podcast with me as well. So Amita Kapoor. So this is the podcast that I did. So I can proudly zoom on it. So this is the podcast. So just go and check it out. So yeah, like let's just go for it. So enough of all these theory and everything. So I think I can share you one more notebook that I shared in the last session. I'll share you that. Don't worry about that. It's all there for me. Like I'm a lab rat. You can't judge me like that. I'll just do my things. That's it. So yes, simple. No, 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 no. It's not examples. Pytorch basics. If you guys want Pytorch basics, I'll give you that as well. But just go for this auto ML thing. If you are not rich like me, you can still go and do auto ML for free with Collab and things like that. So yeah, it's here for you. Back then, I used to. I think I did it for one university. I didn't share it to them. I'll share it to them for sure. I think I'll do a tiny.cc so that you guys can do that. Pytorch, Collab, Vishwas. Pytorch, Collab, Vishwas. Collab, Vishwas. Pytorch, Collab, Vishwas. Yeah, I think it's been shortened. And you guys can see the URL. It's Pytorch, Vishwas. So you guys can copy that and go to that entire thing. You'll get to know what's the requirement of Pytorch here, what's the requirement of AutoML also. Like here I'm talking about advanced things like explainable AI, inferenceable AI, and things like that. Like it does a lot of explanation, by the way. It does a lot of explanation. So you guys can go check out what is this explanations all about. You'll get to know what is happening in your entire infrastructure. Like this is how I have written that notebook. Like it contains all the notebooks from different frameworks. I think eval ML is there. Eval ML is an amazing thing. Teapot is also there. ML box is also there. So you guys can go check it out. So wait. So just go check it out. Run it actually. No problem. Just make a copy of it and run it. I'll be more than happy if you guys can do that. So collab AutoML Vishwas. So this will be the URL of it, and make a note of it. It's tiny.cc collab AutoML Vishwas, and it will be there for you folks there. You guys can go and enjoy it. Oh, I didn't copy that. Did I copy the last one? Yes, I copied the last one, but why did I not do this? So this will be the link, so it will be shared. So let's just get inside Azure. So as soon as I enter, I have my portal. If you are not there, just this component will be there. Just the subscription thing will be there. You will not have anything. But since I have worked on with a lot of components, it will be there. The other ones are just there for you to just show the demo, because training takes a lot of time, but I can do that. So it's very simple. You need not have to go and create a resource group. If you are very new to Azure, a resource group is a virtual folder which contains information of all the services which are there. So simple as that. Type in machine learning on your search bar here, and you will have machine learning coming onto your picture. And also there are different services like data science, virtual machines, VMs and things like that. We'll not go behind it, but we'll just go there. Oh, sorry for that. Azure ML by Azure ML Vishwas dot web dot app. So I think this goes to my blog on Azure Machine Learning. So the URL is very simple. It's Azure ML Vishwas.web.app. Just go there, check out all the things that I've done. It's a comprehensive guide of notebooks that I've done. Today, I'll not be doing too much of a notebook because 1 hour I can't teach you much here. But everything end to end about the distribution, distributed training, the parallel execution of the models, everything is given there. So you guys can go check out that blog as well. It took me a longer time to write it, so do read it. Many people appreciate the work that I've done here. You need not have to appreciate, but just go and see it. That's it. It gives me a lot of happiness. That's it. So yeah, I think too much of slides here, too much of tabs. I don't want to open too much of it. I think Onyx.ai, or else Onyx, if you type in, you will get everything. So that's not a problem. So let's just go and create a machine learning service. So as soon as you click on that machine learning thing, you will be coming here and these two services will not be there. So just create on it. So click on the create and you will be good to go. And you will be popped up with this kind of a thing. Choose your subscription. Create a new resource group. I'll say why, because every time that I want a new service to be added or something, I can't go back and ask people like, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And that's going to be very awful for me, right? I think this should be much more lightened up. So yeah, I think guys asked a lot of questions. I'm very happy for you folks. These guys sharing the links, that's not a problem. Ask me as many questions as you can. So that's perfect. So let's create a resource group, which is a virtual folder, which has every information about your service. So which was ML 1, 2, 3. Like I did Vishwas ML workspace, right? I just did 1, 2, 3. Look at the beauty of this entire infrastructure. You have a workspace created. You have a region which is coming in. Region plays an important role in your machine learning as well. I'll say you why. Because in some of the regions, you'll not get some of the compute instances. Why do you need a compute instances? If you ask me, let's say all of these, right? These are compute heavy workloads. So these are compute heavy workloads. And over a course of time, you need to churn out a different amount of data. Like it can be you creating an H5 file because you have 1,000 rows of data, and probably on your system, it's going to take a lot of time. Go back to the TensorFlow and just write some abstraction code about the neural network, create this, and you'll get it. And if you are also wanting to go for, apart from Collab or something, there is something called as Paperspace Jupyter Notebook. So this is an amazing notebook. Sign in, ऐश करना, उसके साथ ऐश करना. I'm not even joking. In Collab, you will get around like 12 hours of compute instance with any of the GPUs or anything. But in here, you get an amazing amount of content. You can deliver as many things. But of course, there is a limitation of 5 notebook on a free tier. But any amount of time, you can just churn any amount of data, right? You can just download that notebook, delete that notebook in that instance, then go ahead with something, then upload it on the Collab, link it on your resume saying that I did a project using everything and I use Paperspace and I'm now portraying it using Google Colab, and that's sorted for you. So this is what it is. So just a simple thing. So think about it. Why regions matter? I'll say you why. Virtual machines. It requires virtual machines in Azure ML. So there are different tiers for it actually. So there are different models for it. It's like N everything. There's a different way of saying. I don't want to do that. So sorry for that. Wait, this is very bad. Edges sometimes very bad. Virtual machine Azure N series. N series is just for your GPUs. So these come up with an amazing GPUs. Like if you see standard NC24 GPUs, it will be available for you. So I can show you in one of the demos as well. So let's just go for the tire thing. So I think I did one here. No, 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 no. I don't want to do that. I don't want to delete you. Sorry for that. So I'm just going here. So I'll show you what is that tire thing and everything which is there. So in your subscription, there is no GPU tire which is coming up here. So if you see here, I might have named one GPU, but there was no GPU here. So D series, what does a D series compute instance do? So I'll show you what was that entire thing. So it says D series, D series. It says D series here, right? So let's just do so. D series virtual machine Azure. So everybody knows this is D series. So it's a general purpose one. It has all the CPUs and everything. It does not do any great stuff for your entire thing. So why do you need an N series? Of course, there is another complexity for it as well. I'll show you how. There is Python drivers in NVIDIA. So when you think of the Triton inference server in NVIDIA, it requires a different amount of software and things like that. So I think I can share you this. Guys, go to all the docs and just skim on it. I was mad and I just read it, but I am now saying you just skim on it. You will understand what is there. Some jargons come up. It says drivers, CUDA drivers, PyCUDA, this, that. You will get to know as soon as you start learning. I can't teach you everything in one day. So it's just an humble attempt from my side to just say, okay, what is that? So, it gives you amazing Tesla architecture GPUs itself. So just do that. So I can show you how much is that as well. So it costs you around 80 to 100,000 rupees. Aju baju, ho sakta hai, like I don't know much about it, but let's just go for that one GPU instance that I created. So it's the compute instance which is running GPU. So it's an NC6 series. So let me just copy that and we'll show you what is actually there inside that. So I can create one more compute instance. That's not a worry thing. So I can show you in that way as well. So if I click on GPUs, look at it. 4 GPUs. I am like, what? 4 GPUs is good enough to be your better console. It's like DXE 1000 or something. Like I can show you that. DXE 1000. I'm just giving a quick intro because it's going to be very awkward if I don't give you this, because you'll be like, what is happening here? What is happening there? And yeah, it will be like, no, I just need to do something more. So it's the DGX 1000 machine. This is an amazing machine, by the way. It's like a mini data center in your entire thing. So kind of a thing, like you get an amazing GPU and a TPU thing, GPU and CPU here. But if you go to Google, you will get TPU as well, tensor processing unit and things like that. So amazing thing, man. So I think I have done one auto ML thing here as well. So I think one failed. Perfect. So I have got many amount of models and there is an explanation for it as well. So let's just do that. This is where your region comes into the picture. So I think I use north central US. Let me just see what's the fate of that entire instance. So it's central US for this thing. Wait. Vishwas ML workspace. It's central US here. I got central US, but it didn't work. It's not central US. You get a GPU instance there. So that's also fine. Fair enough. You can run as many instances as you want. Based on the regions, there will be an availability of it. Because I didn't use not central US, I didn't get this entire thing coming out as what do you say, with the GPU options. I'll create that GPU option. You will see it will not be available for me at all. So it's here, right? So let me just click on it. None of it is clickable. None of it is clickable. See, that's where the region also plays a major role. So you'll be like, how, why am I not getting the regions and things like that? So this is the reason for it. So let's just do that. It just does it work. So let me just do a new experiment. Not to worry. What we will get at the ultimately at the end of the day is you will have to create a compute instance. So what you do is create a compute instance. So I'll show you in the GPU version itself. That's not a problem. So this is running as a simple thing. I think this is the GPU stuff, right? So I'll just go create it. So don't worry about it. It just creates its own. But at the end of the day, when you click on it, this is what will be seen. And this entire thing, what I'm showing here, these runs and everything will not be there. These three will not be there at all. These three will be vanished. This will not be there. So what you will be left out with except this, you'll have everything there. So that's what will be created. This is saying notebook. So you guys can check it out. There's a notebook here. And there's an auto ML here. That's what we'll be doing. There's a designer also, but it's an concept on its own, will not go there. So there are different data sets that you can add, experiments that you can do, but we'll just go ahead with auto ML and you'll get to know what is all these experiments, models, pipelines, and everything. So let's just go to the compute instance. So it's very simple. It's there behind the endpoint. This will be the symbol for it. So what you get is in compute, click on the new thing. So the compute instance will be created. So let's say, all right. So let's say there is some new thing that I want to create and I'm just creating with the GPUs that will be available for my region accordingly. Like you have to check out which region has a different availability. I'll show you that as well. So let me just go and click here, which is that GPU stuff. So let me just request the quota and I'll show you how many series of GPUs and TPUs are available for me. So it's a workspace thing. So I'll just go to the requesting quota, but you can really change your instances and see where and all the N series are available. H series are available, F series are available based on your compute requirement. But I would say central US would be, North Central US would be a better option because it gives you 4 GPUs, amazing price. North Central GPUs. So let's just go here. So it's here. So it's North Central, CNTRE, Central US, Central or Central US. So I think that region would be amazing for anybody to go ahead with. So Japan East is also good. They are giving an amazing pricing tier wala NV series as well, N series one. So we can use that. So that's not a problem. So this is where you will start creating compute. So just click on it. Click on any of the requirements that you have created. It will churn out some steps out there in the back end. It has some pricing things that goes there, and it's creating. As soon as the creating is done, it will start running. You guys can go there, stop it because your pricing will go down. You can also restart it if you want, and everything will be sorted. And fun part, you haven't sign in done on your VS Code, you can really get inside and start doing your VS Code. Now I'll do RStudio. It's just giving me an RStudio on my entire console. You need not have to manage everything. Cloud manages everything. Now I click on Jupyter Lab. It gives me Jupyter Lab. Jupyter Notebook. Of course, it's a normal Jupyter thing. You can't do anything about it. So if you want a terminal, like if you want to do some, let's say some pip install or something. Let me just show you how this thing also works. So let's just do pip install Flamel 1. I don't know whether this Flamel 1 exists, but let's see. So it didn't come up. So let's say Pycuda. I talked a lot of Pycuda today. So let's just install that. Oh, it's not giving. So, okay, this is 3.8, right? So that's not a problem. But you get a different amount of instances out there. So this is how you enter it. And you got an RStudio as well. So you just can type in something like, hey, print Vishwa. So if you're an R wala thing, oh sorry, it should be string. Why do I make mistake in RStudio? It's a simple language, but I don't do that. Like It's an interpretable language, can't help it. So R is there, you guys can start working. R Studio is available for you, right? What more do you want? Cloud managed thing. Pricing, your company will pay for it. You don't have to pay, right? So Udale. So I think it's running and everything. So very simple. Go to AutoML. So click on AutoML here. So you will get the AutoML thing. So this will be the entire window for it. You will not have all the three because I've created prior because I wanted to show some demos. So now just go ahead, click on it. Very simple. You click on that, you will have the create the data store. And whatever you're seeing here as a data store here, I think data store here, all the data that you might add from your local friend. Let me just say I add something onto my local friend. Let's say which was new data. It's not the Vishwas, it's Vishwas. So I just upload it, upload the folder, upload the files, everything can be sorted. So let's say I think did. Like it's just a PDF, it's not supposed to be there. But look at the beauty of it. If I upload some CSV, let's just download some CSV from Kaggle. Okay, let's do one thing. File type. I'm just doing Google Dorking. I think I just want to stop the share screen for a while. I just do a Google Dorking and I'll get some CSV files. So I don't want to you guys to do that. So which one? File type. Yeah. Let's do CSV. Comma separated. Oh, yeah. This is not available. So let's just go to Kaggle. Hey Lakshit, I'm sharing my screen again. So just share it again. So that would be awesome if you can share it. So share my screen again, please. All right, let's go to Kaggle and get some data. I tried doing something on darkening, it didn't work. Oh, it's already being shared. Man, I was sharing my screen. All right. Righty. I think, who's that? Shruti. Shruti asked that guy to come back, share the screen because I need some screen time up here. 7 messages from 7 chats. I don't know who sends me like that. Hey, Lakshit, I think you're not sharing the screen. That's okay. So let's just go to sign with Google or something. It's impossible. Sorry for that. What should I do, man? Let me just take a new thing. Oh God, Lakshit is not here. So yeah, bro. Thank you so much for sharing my screen. Hi everybody. Compulsory to attend quiz. Yes, compulsory. Coupons, yes, will be given at 9 p.m. Yes. Quiz कब start होगा? Yeah. Arey man, you are so worried about coupons. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's just take one thing. So it's an UT of 8. File format, it's saying it's a plain text thing. Perfect. And it knows that. It knows what's going inside here. So there is no schema created. So let me just show you what is the schema thing. I think I need to download somewhere. So CSV data set. I think I get a lot of data sets, so I can just download it from any given point of time here. So I think I can download a data set here. I don't know which login I have logged into, but let's see. I'll do it with my sister's account. No. She'll kill me. Wait. Okay, let's do some CSV. So, okay, what's the CSV annual enterprise survey? Perfect. I'll download that. So it's there in the downloads folder. Let me just put that in so you guys can get to know what is happening in this entire thing that we're talking about, all the data sets and the stuff. So if you can skip the validation, if you want to do a lot of data validation, you can do it, but I don't think so because it's a cleaned out data set. So validation is not required. So there the schema was not available. Now the schema will be available. See that? It's saying that it's a delimited file. Delimiter is a comma. Delimiters ka matlab, what is the separation between every data set that you're going through, and you're getting a preview of it. Perfect. And everything is sorted about the headings, the phone numbers, or anything related to that. Everything is sorted. And confirm the data set, and you got everything about the data set in one go. Click on create. Let's just go back to the after creating. It just takes a little bit of time. So I think it's created here, which was new data, right? If I go to the data store here, wait, Azure ML, golden data sets. Okay, this is not an Azure thing. So let's just go to a new thing. Where did I update it last time? So probably it's here. So there's a blob storage. Everything is sorted. My God, this is so good. This is actually good, people. It's like amazing thing. So I think you guys can go Azure ML Flow, whatever we are doing. It's MLOps here. So still there from you. So Docker file is here. So you guys can go work on the Docker file as well. So let's just go directly create an auto ML thing. So there is a new data set. Look at the beauty of it. I've added many data set and I've already created it. Let me just show you the new data set, how it is being added. So I just clicked on the click here and it selected that data set. I do next. You have to configure the runs. So how does it do? So I can't do an existing experiment. I need to do a new experiment, which was new data set. And fun fact, there's only underscores available, no spaces here. So target column. So let's do units, number of units which have been taken care, and a compute type is I want to take compute instances. Let's say compute instances, and this will be your ultimate setting that you're going to do for your entire instance and everything. So everything is sorted from my side. So this is the setting, and that's it. You get that instantaneously. Like I create a new one using the regression algorithm, it will create a new thing. Like I'll show you that regression as well. So you can choose regression, but it will show it's not available for this kind of a data set. And yes, amazing thing. So you can do auto validation. Validation. What is a validation? Validation is nothing but you have a data set and you want to divide it as this is going to be the train, this is going to be a test and a test, and all of these are going to be some sort of a form factor as some useful things. And there you go, it just does automatically train, test, validation, everything. It just does the same. So I want it to be tested on some data sets. So let's just do that. You can do that. So I think for this one, it just creates it and look at it. That's the beauty of it. It's just done. You just have to just go out, sit aram, say compute instance will do the work. AutoML software is written by Microsoft people and you can do the work. I think I have some slides to show because I want to give some insights about the data sets itself, like how well it's going to be, right? I wanted to give that as well. So I think I need to reopen the closed tab. Oh, reopen the closed tab is not available. Google Slides, and I get in. And perfect. So I think I am very lazy to do this Azure ML slides these days. I don't know why. I think you guys can go check it out. So endpoints, it still remains as good as your compute instance. How do you get the output of errors, everything will be same globally, not locally. This will be available globally. And look at the regions, how much of an usage has been done, everything will be given to you. Running, model training can also be done, feature extraction can also be done. The best part about this entire thing is it knows how the schema has to be. And if the schema is not right, it just says it's not right and you have to train it again or you have to test it out. And look at that. There is a different sort of an error which is coming up saying that, hey, successfully uploaded the data, but there's a different kind of a data set which we are seeing here. So just change it. So if I choose something new, it's not going to come up. And running featureization. What's a featureization? I'll say what. So let's say there are hundreds of columns here and hundreds of rows here, and all of these have some attributes. Features and attributes are a completely different thing. Never make an distinctive understanding that, hey, features and attributes are still the same, and there is something called as feature extraction, and that thing is different. Attributes are different, features are different. So attribute 1, 2, 3, 4, and you guys have everything. So you guys have all the things here. And what you just have to do is you have to extract the features, like, hey, how many times 1 and 1 is repeated here, how many times 0 and 0 0 0, or anything is an nan value, is no data value being updated here. So every time you have this kind of a dilemma, you go for a feature extraction. So even in the deployment, you get to know that how healthy it is, how not healthy it is. If it's healthy, it's deployed. If it's unhealthy, the URL will be null and things like that. So the URL was not given. Simple as that. Transitioning is nothing but it's just getting that deployments done. So all of these will be shown there. So don't worry about that. So you guys can create that. Everything will be sorted. And let's just go that. So see, the feature extraction happened, and now the model training really happened all of a sudden. So let's just go to the completed ones and see. This is a regression model, and look at the fact that there are different ways of saying this is different, right? Now I can show you one of the things that we are talking here. So normalized root mean square error is what we are talking here, right? Explanation is what is coming here. So let's see what is that explanation. Explanation is just saying that, okay, this is what your model is all about. When you have this kind of a data, you can version the data and you can start working towards it, and top 8 top 10 features can be selected, and the previous features can also be added. You can see how much of an exploration has happened between these values and those values which are given here, and the summary of the importance is given here. Like, you can have any amount of instances, any amount of matrices which are coming here. You can look at what happened for all the models that we trained here, what are the different matrices that we are getting. Output logs can also be taken care into consideration, like what were the outputs, how many drivers were being required, what was the JSON value of it, and everything about your entire model building process has been logged here and taken care from all the people. Residuals, of course, it's not a big deal. It's just saying what's the schema type, what's the version that is required, what's the different kind of a data set that you need, and things like that. Like, all the validation thing is coming here. So logs are nothing but Azure ML. So you guys can see what are the logs which happened in the AutoML stuff, job releases, how many releases happened, what happened with all those things. So you guys can see that, right? So it's an end-to-end MLOps scenario that I'm showing here. So you learn this. You need not have to learn any of the things apart from what Azure ML is. Azure ML is an awesome thing. Like, you guys want to do something in your life, Azure ML is also there as a complete handy thing. Like, I wrote a paper because of Azure ML. So you guys can check out how much of the things. So MLOps in the DevOps always stands with monitoring. So how much is the monitoring aspect? Like I didn't give that, it's still in the preview, but there can be resources we can say how much of data has been taken, the child runs, how much it happened, like what was the different scenarios. So let's say we want a model, we selected a model, right? So we want to deploy it. So there is a button called as deploy here. So deploy it. So deploy on the web services. So name it as Vishwas 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and the compute type is container instances. If you take Kubernetes services, you need an entire compute instance for that. So I don't want to do that to myself. So container instance is good for scaling and everything. So you can do that. So it's just there. It just gets deployed. Wait for 5 minutes. It will get deployed. And that data set, what I'm talking here, is available in the endpoint here. So model deployment is happening. So deployment is progress. So it went to the deployments here. Endpoints, sorry, not for the deployment. So this is the symbol for an endpoint. And container instance, I think it just ran now. So perfect. So what I was saying about unhealthy and its transitioning, it's just giving out the null values, and I can show you that as well. So let's just go back to the endpoints. Let's see how much of URL is available. So you click on it, it just goes to the deployed aspect. So you click on this entire thing, you just have an entire deployed aspect and everything is sorted for you here. So this is what I'm talking, an end-to-end DevOps pipeline which can be altered at any given point. Like you can really change the way you are logging everything. So you can test it on the go. Let's say my age is 90 and my sex is male or female. So BP was around 150, not 150. S1, let's say 34. S2 is around 45. Other values can't be zeros, but let's just keep adding it. So you guys can see that, right? I didn't do much of the coding here, but I'm deploying the entire thing. Like this has been taken care from the system. Now let's see what's the test of it. So if you take off the JSON editor, so this will be the data set for it. So you guys can do that. So the test result was 0. That means that I'm not diabetic, by the way. So I got a test is it's format using. So I just do the test results. So the raw ones. Okay, so the result came out to be 135. I think probably good enough for me to have that sugar level. So it's still a JSON thing that I'm saying here. So you guys can still go and edit it. I think this is the best part about it. So you guys can go check out what's the data set and everything. Everything is sorted for you. So I think this is the consume model. So you guys can go just copy this code, paste it there. Everything is sorted. So the deployment logs are, I think there is an edge and the IP was this being used through that URL. I think Chrome had one extension. I think Azure ML didn't give any sort of an output here. So request ID was 0. Perfect. So the scoring timer was 60 seconds. Not so bad. Everything was good there. So I think I can share you this SH link. I think I can show you what is there in that as well. So it's not a big deal. So it's just saying not found, but this can be hacked if you are not taking it into consideration. So it's now saying that I'm healthy right now. So if this was much more of a public thing, if I had enabled an SSH, probably a guy would have had access my. But to that inference that I gave my 135 thing, it's healthy. Like this is what the deployment is all about. So I think that's it, folks, from my side. I think that was the end of the session. What I just showed you was an end-to-end DevOps thing. Like, meanwhile, you have an amazing set of opportunities coming from different services. So as soon as we go further and further, I think Shruti will be there. I'll be organizing more and more of the session, which will say you how to interface on an VS Code, how to train it using a local system, but yet it's connected on an endpoint on the cloud. Everything is sorted for you, folks. So thank you so much, folks. And I think Shruti, come ahead. Perfect. I think
Yeah.
you enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. It was very great. It was very fruitful session, and yes, so I guess we really learned a lot today. And okay, so there is an important announcement that we'll be having a quiz at 9 p.m. today. So make sure to join the Discord community, and top three winners will be getting swags from there.
Wait, I can show
Now,
you the goodie. You
yeah,
get an amazing jacket. I used to just fight for those people. You are getting it by just doing some quiz. This
yeah,
this will be there in
so
front of you. Just go ahead.
yeah,
And if
so,
you come back to me, I'll give you some more goodies. So come back to me on LinkedIn. So I'll give you some more goodies. I'll post it, no problem. What?
yes.
So yeah,
So,
perfect.
there will be also a Republic Day quiz. So make sure to join the Discord because everything will be happening there. And talking something about coding community. since I am a member, I am a core team member at Codin. So Codin community is a community of 1,000 plus coding enthusiasts on Discord. So there we share resources, roadmaps to learn different technologies, and share opportunities related to internships and different tech programs. So we also organize events on different technologies. So make sure to join the Discord, and so that you can get to know more about it.
ऐश करना बेटा, ऐश करना. Discord join करके hash करना. Learn everything. That's amazing. I think can share the link.
Yeah.
Perfect. You know, folks, join the communities. You know, that's the best part of your life. You know, Saturday, Sunday, being busy, it's a blessing, by the way. So just do that. So, yes, I think any questions, any queries, please do drop it down in the comment section below on the side of the chat if you are on the PC. So, I will just take care of it. I think, Shruti, I'll take some more sessions on VS Code and
Yes.
some algorithms. I can take them. I'm actually planning for that, so I'll be taking that as well. Because thank you
Okay.
to
Great.
Reskill, which gave a lot of amazing audience for us. So yeah, it's Onyx. Yes, it's Gaurav Sarkar. It's Onyx itself. For how much will be the session? Yeah. I think that many hours only. That's fine. That's not a problem. So yes, folks, we can wrap up. Thanks for Lakshit for being the coordinator, and thanks for Shruti for organizing it.
Thank you.
Yo, Lakshit. Yep. Can end the broadcast.